Hello everybody, I'm Matt Wilson, this is FranchiseHelp.com, and I'm here with Kevin Roberts, President of Franchising at Lucille Roberts, obviously the son, very good looking man. We're here at Lucille, we're here in New York City, the birthplace of Lucille Roberts. Gyms for women started off on 34th Street, right next to Macy's, across the street, is that right?
That's correct.
You want to bring us through the story?
Yeah, well basically what happened was my mother was a buyer for Bloomingdale's at the time, my father was a real estate agent here in the city, and my mother was actually holding aerobics classes before anyone even knew what aerobics was.
This is 40 years ago.
40 years ago, 1969, she was holding classes in her apartment, and I guess the light bulb went off in their heads and said, you know, we should be doing this as a business. So they both quit their jobs, which was kind of risky, I guess, for people at that time, and opened up this club on 34th and 8th.
And the rest is history, as they say. But now, you're looking to go into, expand all across.
We want to go, not just nationally, we want to go international.
All right, and this
for us is national, right?
And this is with the Lucille Roberts franchise model. Do you want to tell us a little bit about who your, the specific people that you look for when you come in and interview?
Well, it's not too, we're not looking too specific because we're going to teach them a lot about how to be a good Lucille Roberts owner.
Okay.
But they have to be gregarious. They have to like women.
Fair enough.
Preferably be a woman, but it's not a prerequisite. A man can easily come in as a passive investor and get a turnkey operation.
Okay.
They really will teach them almost everything they need to know. We're going to hold their hand every step of the way.
So if you're, say you're a man and you're coming in and you look at this franchise as an investment.
Yeah.
Do you have to be sitting there at the front desk and greet the women?
No, we don't. I wouldn't want
be a cheerleader.
No, I wouldn't want. You'd look, as an investment, it's an incredible investment. You might get 30% of your money first year. But what you'd have to do is hire a very gregarious manager, which we would help you do.
Now, we were talking off camera a little bit about how you guys really, first of all, everything is very systemized, like you would expect in a franchise.
Well, we have 40 years of experience doing it, so everything's written down. Everything that the person has to do at the front desk, or to sell a member, or to manage classes, do whatever they have to do is already basically written down somewhere. And we're going to teach them how to do it, so just reiterate it on paper.
Okay, but you also provide, not only the textbook on how to do it, but you'll actually put someone in place?
Our franchisees, let me just tell you the truth about this. We only have 2 now.
Okay.
The first, however many, 5, 10, 15, 20, have to be successful.
Right.
So we're going to be holding your hand as a franchisee every step of the way. From training to grand opening to even after the grand opening. For weeks on end, we're going to make sure you're successful. Because we can't be a national franchise company unless the first few are successful. There's just no way.
So you'll help with the finding a manager, but then
we're going to help from finding the location to negotiating the lease to helping you build out the club to helping you train how to sell, how to train your own people, how to hire employees, how to do your grand opening, how to keep ongoing maintenance of the club. Every single little thing you need to know, we're going to teach you and then show you. Not just teach you and say, here you go. We're going to be there holding your hand and showing you how to do these things.
Impressive. Impressive. So you talked about you mentioned location.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm a franchisee, can I just say, hey, I think the spot in the plaza down on the corner, that would be a great place for Lucille Roberts. So they just call you and sign the papers, and you're good to go. What's your location selection?
You could do that. At this point, I would think that anyone who's making an investment into a business is going to make an investment into our business has got to trust that we have 40 years of experience finding locations. Mm-hmm. We have 49 clubs right now corporately owned, and I think I told you before we've been in about 109 leases. We've only went out of 3. That's how good we are at picking locations. So I would hope that the franchisee would trust us. We have an incredibly scientific way of doing it. We partnered with a company called Buxton, which developed a whole program for us, which allows us to see demographics. We actually don't just see general demographics. If we find a spot for you, or you think of a spot, we can look at it and tell you exactly who's in the households near you. We can go household by household, hundreds of thousands of households in your area, and tell you if that's our customer or not, given their psychographic profile.
Okay, so what's the core demographic that you're looking for to join the gym? So if someone at home is listening and they say, maybe my neighborhood's a good spot.
I think almost every neighborhood's going to be a good spot. It depends on where you go.
Okay. Because
we operate so widely over 3 states, we operate in so many different types of neighborhoods. We operate in dense urban neighborhoods with heavy African American and heavy Hispanic populations. We operate in dense urban neighborhoods with heavy white populations. We operate in suburban neighborhoods from poor to rich. You know, so it really depends on the location. Some locations, if they're very, very wealthy, may not work for us, and some locations, if they're very, very, not so wealthy,
Okay.
might not work. But there's a lot in between that doesn't.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
What are some of your most successful locations right now?
Right now, I mean, we have,
Who's your all-star?
Anyone outside of New York City may not know these locations, but all the city clubs inside of Manhattan work great. All the clubs in the 5 boroughs are great. All the clubs on Long Island are good. I mean, we don't have many clubs that don't make any money.
Right.
You know, when you go into New Jersey, we have great clubs in Jersey as well. Philadelphia, which many people consider a depressed town, is really not so depressed for us because of the way we charge. We're very inexpensive, so we offer a lot of value to the customer. So we can go into poor, maybe any neighborhood outside of New York you might think it was a poor neighborhood. We don't look at it that way. We look at places like Philadelphia and Baltimore as people want value.
Sure, and you talked about Virginia and expanding well beyond the
I mean,
Northeast.
for $10 a month, I don't think you can even take someone to you can even take yourself to a movie for $10. You know what I'm saying? So we really thrive in almost every type of environment. You know.
I like it, Kevin. So I wanted to end off on a particular question. You mentioned your margins, 30%, which you guys actually have earnings disclaimers.
Yeah,
a lot of franchises.
Oh, definitely. Anyone who contacts us about franchises, we're gonna open the books to them
And for
show
people
them
who don't know at home,
Yeah.
not all franchisees will open their books in this way. Franchises will open their books in this way. But going over yours, your margins are you mentioned at 30%.
That's on the low end. That's the low end. You know, some of our clubs do much better than that.
So what kind of break-even point are you looking for? Someone comes in, and how much does it cost?
Well, the whole thing. You give us about $25,000 franchise fee. You're looking to with the club build out and everything, about $300,000, which we will finance $100,000 of it. You can go to the SBA and get another $100,000. You can come in with $100,000 and open up a club. And that's the high end. If you live in a neighborhood that doesn't have 100,000 people, or a town that doesn't have 100,000 people, we'll open up a smaller type club. 4,500 square feet, and you're looking at $200,000, and you only need to put in, 50.
Okay, and then how many members are we looking to start joining the club?
It's very interesting. This is what makes it so attractive is that you need about 700-800 members to start breaking even.
Okay.
But in your first week, we're going to help you do a grand opening. We're going to help you do a mailer. We're going to help you promote within your own neighborhood. You'll get 400 or 500 of those right off the bat.
And you guys have national television campaigns, is that correct?
Right now we spend about $3 million in the Tri-State area. As we bring on more and more franchisees, like we're bringing on these franchisees in Virginia, we'll do advertising there. It doesn't make sense to spend all the money in areas that we're not yet,
Kevin, I appreciate you taking the time today.
Oh,
coming on at
my pleasure.
FranchiseHelp.com.
Thank you so much.
Kevin Roberts, I'm Matt Wilson, and thank you very much for stopping by.
Thanks a lot.